What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with our Tales of Crestoria video. So, I know I, as well as the game, have had a lack of content lately, so I've been looking into everything I possibly can about what's going on with the game. If you aren't aware of what's going on, we're going to talk about it right here. So I'm going to talk about everything in-game that we know, and then the stuff I've been able to find out. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not gonna hide anything. So let's just dive in. So if you're just wondering, what are you talking about? What's going on? Maybe you haven't opened the game, in several days or whatever. Maybe you just finished the latest story chapter and you've pretty much been taking a break. So obviously, if you are aware, our last banner was Genus and Suzu, which started roughly on the 16th, a little over 2 weeks ago. And what basically happened was Suzu and Genus's banner left, and we didn't get a new banner. There has been no announcement of a new banner. There's been nothing. Now, immediately, that has made people think, oh, the game is probably going to shut down. There's no content. I don't want to jump to that just yet because I've played mobile games where, either something happens with the company. For example, Tales of Asteria recently changed developers. I don't know who's working on it right now, but there was a period of time where they wanted to assure people that, the game wasn't going away, but, there may be a slow period of content for a while, which there was. They still had stuff. Luckily, they still had stuff on the back burner to put up, so it didn't really feel like that there was that much. But if that's the case with Crestoria, where I think it's K-Lab that works on Crestoria, and I know they've been having a lot of financial issues lately, just the company itself. They work on other mobile games like Bleach Brave Souls and stuff like that. It may be a case where they're trying to find another company to pick up Crestoria, because obviously the company doesn't want it to shut down either. So that's the first thing. So we don't have a banner right now, we have no events, and there is nothing in the news about upcoming stuff. The only other thing that we've had lately is, and you may have just seen it briefly in the news, they opened up all of the limited raids to be permanently open. Now, people can see this one of two ways. They can see this as, oh, they're leaving these open for the finale of the game. They're gonna rush out the rest of the story, and they want to have these open so everyone has the option to farm as much as they can, which very well could be the case. Like I said, I'm not going to say one way or the other. I'm going to hold off until we actually hear something from the dev team. Whether the game is shutting down or whether it's just going to be a slow period for a while because of changes that are being made. I'm going to hold off on that. Another way to look at this, if you want to be on the more optimistic side, these being open could mean that they're planning to add maybe a second set of Ascension board stuff, or I guess it would be like something above the Transcendence board. Maybe they're going to add something above that, and that'll be the new limited raid. If that's how you want to, kind of look on it. We obviously do still have the Mythos Transcendent battle for another 56 days. The actual store for our last event goes away in 4 hours, so I'm hoping that when this store goes away, they actually announce something new. Pretty much everything else is working business as usual. The arena is up. The shop reset for the upcoming month. The next arena thing reset is in 3 days on Sunday. Another thing people mentioned that once, a lot of things have been kind of pointing to like a slower thing. The last couple months we've only been getting one story event per month. They stopped doing the specific character bonuses with the banners that were coming out. And now it's just all characters get 200%. I don't see that as like, this one specific thing, I don't see that as like a bad sign. I see it as a sign that after a while they stopped doing the raid ups for the normal like units. So it'd be just weird if it was like, for example, the last banner, if it was just Genus and Suzu who had the character bonus, or whenever we get an EX banner. So that's that as well. All the other stuff, like I said, business as usual. We do still have, if you haven't done it yet, you still got, I actually still have to finish the very hard on the story. I've kind of been lacking because I want to see what's going on with the game first. I don't want to put it, if the game does end up shutting down, I don't want to put a ton of effort into a game that's just going to disappear in like a month or so. So we got the story. The Phantom Tower did reset. The next reset is on, well, this one goes until 12/27. So if you know, hopefully by 12/27 we'll have this whole situation behind us and we'll have nothing to worry about. The real issue that's kind of going on is the lack of, what's the word for it? The lack of information from the dev team. You know, the dev team has to know that I mean, obviously, you know, they made a Twitter post for the, for this news right here. They made a Twitter post. And of course, everyone on there is like, where's the next banner announcement? Where's the content? Because realistically, the only content you have right now is the new story chapter, which I'm sure most people have finished by now. It's been, I think tomorrow will make a week since it came out. And then, of course, you have the new tower, and, you know, that's really not much to do. And, of course, the big issue with not having a banner is they never updated this starting banner. So, people literally have zero reason to summon on this because it only has the first 21 SSRs on it. So they're nosediving, you know, money, in money, obviously, because I'm sure no one is spending a penny on the game right now. Like, the game is making $0 completely. Now, the shop is still open as far as I'm aware. So until this goes, if we see this go down, then it's done. If the shop goes down, then the game's shutting down. So if you ever see this shop just gone, you know, it won't let you buy anymore, then that's your number one red flag indicator that the shop is going down. But prices are still up, so I am trying to be hopeful. Now let's talk about the stuff that's not in game. So like I was mentioning before, K-Lab is the one who managed Crestoria, and even over the course of, and it's not specifically Crestoria's fault, but over the course of Crestoria, they have had financial issues with a lot of stuff going on. I'm sure, of course, the delays and Crestoria's rough start did play a hand in it, but obviously they went past the first anniversary, so, you know, they wanted to keep the game going. And it would be very odd, like, we're literally like a month and 10 days away from the 1.5 anniversary, so it really wouldn't make sense to shut it down now, I would say. I would think they'd at least want to get past Christmas to see how they do if they're really worried about sales so much. But I know K-Lab has been having issues with that. There's been talk about K-Lab possibly dropping their less profitable mobile games, but just because they're dropping it doesn't mean it's getting shut down. There have been many cases where mobile games get dropped by a specific thing. I can think of one in particular. The Bungo Stray Dogs mobile game used to be managed by Crunchyroll Games, at least for the English version, and it's still going even though it got dropped by Crunchyroll Games. So just because K-Lab might eventually drop Crestoria doesn't mean Bandai is going to drop it. You know, Bandai will either find someone else to manage it or they'll manage it. You know, we'll have to see what kind of happens with that. But that's another thing that's kind of been discussed as of late. My honest opinion, I really don't know what to say. I don't want to put out there, you know, I don't want to get people's hopes up if there is, you know, I can't really say whether there's hope or not, because I need to see what people are going to say, what the devs are going to say. Like, we actually did get a current issues update last night. You know, it says, thanks for playing Tales of Crestoria. We've identified the following issue when using Android 11. They talk about Android 11 issues. This was the only issue that was updated last night. And obviously this is going to be something they want to fix. I don't think they'd be, you know, and I could very well be wrong. I'm not a developer. I don't know how this stuff goes. But I don't see a reason to address any issues if you're going to shut your game down. So if they're obviously going to be fixing this, then I wouldn't see why the game would have to shut down. This is all just stuff from the team, Twitter. Oh, can we actually open? Well, I'm not logged in, so we can't open their Twitter from here. Campaigns. Yeah, we did just have, like, you know, Aegis' birthday bonus, Tales of Festival opening login bonus. The one thing to note is that companies don't just decide after, you know, putting up a bunch of stuff to then shut down. So, like, for example, we had Tales of Festival, they had the news at Tales of Festival about the new story chapter. If they knew they were going to shut down the game, they would have probably known back then. It's not something they just decide, like, it's not like a day before Genus and Suzu's banner, they were like, all right, we're not going to upload this second banner that we've been working on because we're going to shut the game down. It's going to be something that's going to be over a period of time, and they're going to wait to a specific point. Even if let's say tonight there's a game shutdown notice, it won't shut down until the story is finished. If you have read the latest chapter, spoilers by the way, I'm going to talk about spoilers. We know they just started a whole new thing that's going to extend, you know, the story of the game. We got this Yuri Loa look-alike that's a transgressor. You know, he's got the well, not transgressor, but I guess you can call him a transgressor. He's got the sin mark. And they pretty much cliffhanger us at the end of the chapter, which in normal Crestoria fashion, we won't see the next chapter, at least the start of it, until January. So at the very least, unless they're just going to rush out the ending in one more chapter, so we get half of it in December and half of it in January, it would still be until the end of January before the game would shut down. And I mean, you're not going to have 2 months with like no banners, at least that in my experience with mobile games, I've never seen that happen. Usually what happens when a game shuts down, you know, like with Rays or, you know, Global Rays, or with the Star Ocean mobile game when the English version shut down. Well, actually, with the Star Ocean, they actually did it pretty quickly. They had said, they announced the shutdown, like, right after the anniversary, which was still kind of scummy because, you know, they got all their money from the anniversary and then was like, all right, we're out. But then they were like, okay, the game is going to be playable for, like, you know, 3 more months. You'll be able to finish the first story arc, and that's pretty much going to be it. And there really weren't any banners after that. And then same thing with Tales of the Rays, they finished the story, and then you had like 3 months of silence where you could just freely summon with, you didn't need currency, and then you were able to get the last stuff from the banners, and then the game shut down. But it's really hard to say right now. I'm going to hope for the best, obviously, because this is probably my favorite game that I do cover on the channel. I love doing the monthly story streams when that happens, and it's nice to have a Tales mobile game that we can actually read, you know, that's not super complicated to play. So that's really nice to have, and I hope it does continue, because the world that they've set up with, you know, Kanata and his crew, as well as all the interweaving Tales characters and their stories, you know, we finally are hitting this point where it's like, okay, you've got the hype for everyone now. That latest chapter, you've grabbed everyone. If you make that fake lookalike Yuri, whoever he is, into a unit for the 1.5 anniversary, I guarantee you people are going to summon. But we have to see what they end up doing with that. So that's pretty much all I have to say. Like I said, I'm going to hope for the best. The second that there is news about anything, whether it's them actually announcing a banner and, you know, giving us all a sigh of relief, whether it's them announcing that they're changing studios that are working on the game, so that's why there's going to be a slow period for a while, or whether it's inevitably a game shutdown, you know, I will cover the news the second it happens, but I'm still hoping for the best. So let me know what you guys think down below. I'm not gonna, you know, tell people to stay positive. People are gonna feel how they're gonna feel, but I want to know what genuinely people think. Do you think we're heading towards a shutdown, or do you think this is just a slow period because there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about? There's also the other thing. This could all be a build-up to, you know, I've seen a lot of people say this, you know, this could be a build-up, and I don't think this is it, but if it is, I will be more than happy. This could be a build-up to a huge, like, Christmas celebration, or just, you know, a Tales of Arise celebration that they just want to drop without any kind of notice. You know, I'll be happy if that's... I won't have enough to summon for both of them, but I will take that over, you know, a shutdown. But yeah, so that's gonna be it, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.